Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another video. Yeah, we're a little bit later today. It's definitely way past lunch. Just been busy doing a couple of different things, wrapping up some Christmas stuff. Today we're continuing along our bizarre adventure, starting off in the Trial of the Spider. I've just mistakenly called that the Temple of the Spider in the description, but let's ignore that. I want to do something with the descriptions where I automatically put the playlist for these series at the top there. I always love that when I'm watching Let's Plays, and I am doing playlists that people can click. But I don't know, we'll have to figure out, because this isn't quite like uploading normal videos. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, so we'll continue along now. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of trivia. Like I said, I wanted to do a bit more homework before this,
Jonah, I've come
this
out
part.
in some sort of cabin. There are signs that people have been here. Jonah?
And indeed, I have something really cool to show off and to talk to you guys about. It's relating to one of these prior expeditions. And it's something, some of you guys, oh, that's the gap we came from, I suppose. That's weird. My memory was that we dropped into here, but of course we swam in. One of the prior expeditions, some of you guys in the live chat were talking about loosely. There is such a cool wiki page, so we'll get to that in a moment. Let's climb ahead, though, just a bit before we go on some massive rant or side tangent. And, oh, there's gold that we can mine out of that wall there. Gotta be kind of sneaky and careful with that sort of stuff. I mean, I do, since I'm not pressing survival instincts constantly. I guess if you were, that would be pretty easy to see. It's kind of funny, one of the animations we looped into there looked very much like Lara was just standing still, swinging the pickaxe perfectly like normal, which is, you know, as though she wasn't underwater, but then we sort of snapped out of it. All right, so we're going to climb up the spider, I think. No white chalk means I'm just going to sort of jump and hope we grab something. Oh, we wanted to scramble, I guess. Okay. I'm kind of happy to have failed that. Because I honestly had no idea what was going to happen there. So we want to scramble up and then grab its leg, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. And this one's fine. Hop across a bit. Very scary looking species of spider. Christ knows what it's supposed to be. Anything in red, I suppose. We can clamber up the wall.
If you can hear me, I think I'm still on the path at the spider trial. I'm gonna get to the top. All full up. Can't carry any more.
Now, what's up here? This seems kind of weird. Is this secret? Very much obviously looks like what they really want us to do. Oh yeah, we can grab the bugs now as well. So talking about spiders, we're crawling through a horrible little thing, wandering spider. The poison collected from these arachnids can be used for crafting hallucinogenic fear arrows. Yeah, talking about spiders, we're in the trial of the spider and they put us in this tiny hole full of them. That's so weird. So why am I allowed to go here? What if I had just walked ahead? Also, our torch there flashing horrendously. I can't quite tell whether that's meant to be the torch doing that or that's some kind of weird rendering bug in here. Hallucinogenic stuff.
Can't carry any more.
I guess maybe I can demo us crafting here. We did get the skill point in the previous part. So what is this? Just looping us back around with the two ways here. Ah, new resource for us. Jade. Precious mineral harvested primarily from underwater jade ore veins. You can also sell it to merchants. Well, we've never seen a single jade ore vein, but there you go. This is a very creepy room, isn't it? The fact that this guy is wearing clothes of a, like, different colour. Well, I guess they all are, actually. It's just his clothes stand out a bit more than anyone else's. And, like, this just creepy suggestion of a way for light to get through the branches there. Also, I'm not sure if there's a challenge here, because technically this is Kukulkan, which is really weird, right? Kukulkan itself as a map, therefore, has the town, and then it has all of this stuff around here. And the trial of the spider. Christ knows if this unfolds later. I don't think it does. They technically could have been regarded or called different maps, but I guess they didn't want to do that. Let's drop down here. And let's see, because I think what I've managed to do there is cleverly skip a little part of the mission. Yeah, just by going up there, I guess I skipped it. That's interesting. It makes me think of the fact that the game has like that speedrun overlay on it. And to think that people might... There is a little bit of routing. Because in a game like this, it is fairly linear, you know. It's not like, oh, if I go left here, I can cut an hour out of the game's runtime. You know, you're really going to go through pretty much the standard course no matter what you're doing. A speedrun of this game would just be purely about, like, the dexterity of the thing, I guess. Right, so we can clamber onto that. But to what end? to swing down and get on top of the spider, I guess. Yeah, there we go. You get that nice tunnel. I like this little tomb here. This is a nice little experience. Really, what I should have done is pull the camera up to show the exit. The truth is, I didn't really remember that this is where the exit is. And so what do we have here? A giant spider boss? Tomb Raider 3 boss style thing? No, we're just back out now. Now we're on the Trial of the Eagle. Lots of great heights for us to admire. Oh god, the Trial of the Eagle. Yeah, this one's long.
Jonah,
Okay.
I'm at the next trial. The Eagle. It has something to do with the wind.
I'm still tracking west, heading downward now. There's an underground river.
Okay, remember what I said before about like the movements of the machines and stuff? They don't really explain too much how these primitive things can keep moving. They really up it up on this one. Yeah, this is a weird section of the game because the Trial of the Spider is not really a trial at all. It's just a cave. Very much gives me vibes like maybe something got cut out. I don't know about you guys watching. This one though, this is like a full sequence here. There's a lot to do here.
What's at the end of these trials?
Yes, who
Evil
knows?
City, but what else? I hope Jonah's all right.
So Jonah's on his way up a river. Okay, so look, I think a campfire is a good place to talk about this thing, right? Look at how cool this is. Well, let's back out. So obviously, as we were exploring the original area of the jungle, the Peruvian jungle, we were getting some relics, right? And for example, Expedition Unknown, right? Items related to Percy Fawcett's final expedition. We found this handkerchief. We found a page from Jack Fawcett's expedition. So you got this guy called Percy, right? His son is Jack, and he went on an expedition with him here in this area of the world. There's also another guy called Raleigh Rimmel. That was Jack's friend. So you've got the dad and then his kid with the friend. These three men. They go on an expedition, and they died.
Within lies Raleigh Rimmel, friend, 1925.
So Raleigh died. Remember, we found this at the start of the last... Oh, no, this was in the montage, I think, right? Yeah, because I was really struggling to reveal the beware traps ahead thing. This is all, as you guys said on the live chat, this is real. Look at how cool this is, okay? This is definitely a game where I think you get more appreciation out of it the more you read, okay? So this is the wiki page, all right? Percy Harrison Fawcett. He was born in 1867. He died, they don't even know, during or after 1925. He was a British geographer, artillery officer, cartographer, archaeologist, and explorer. A real man, and he explored South America. Fawcett disappeared in 1925, along with his eldest son, Jack, and one of Jack's friends, Raleigh Rimmel, during an expedition to find Zed, his name for an ancient lost city, which he and others believed existed in the jungles of Brazil. So this is one of those things where I feel like if you actually knew this story, this trivia, this piece of information before... Now here I'm going to try and find the wiki page for myself to read. Before you played this game, how cool would it be to find these artifacts and be like, oh my god, this story's in here. So I won't read the whole wiki page, it's far too long, but listen to this. This is the bit at the end. I don't have it on screen for you. Of their final expedition. So, on the 20th of April in 1925, he departed on his final expedition. In addition to his two principal companions, he was accompanied by two Brazilian laborers, 2 horses, 8 mules, and a pair of dogs. The last communication from their expedition was on the 29th of May, when he wrote in a letter to his wife, delivered by a native runner, that he was ready to go into unexplored territory with only Jack and Raleigh. So just the 3. They were reported to be crossing a certain place in the at the River Amazon, and their final letter, which was written from a place called Dead Horse Camp, gave their location. They were generally optimistic at that point. Many people have assumed that local Indians killed them. Now, I thought the word Indian there was quite weird. This is like the term being used to reference indigenous people of Brazil. Okay, I knew that was like Native Americans were called Indians for a while, but apparently, I guess that's still the term that they were using. So many people assume that local natives killed them, as several tribes were nearby at the time. The Kalapalos, the last tribe to have seen them alive, the Arumas, the Suyas, and the Zavantes, whose territory they were entering. According to explorer John Hemming, Fawcett's party of 3 was too few to survive in the jungle, and his expedition that his Indian host would look after them was likely to have antagonized them by failing to bring any gifts to repay their generosity. 20 years later, a chief of one of these tribes told his people how the unwelcome strangers were killed, but others have thought they got lost and died of starvation, and the bones that they thought they had found turned out to not be of Fawcett at all. So it's this big conspiracy theory. No one really knows how these guys died, or when they died, or the exact circumstance of it. And this wiki page, I invite you guys to go and have a look at it. Percy Fawcett's page. It will talk about, the bones that couldn't be verified. Something about a Danish explorer. Some of his stuff has been found. Like, he had a ring that got found in 1979, okay? It was found in a pawn shop. So someone's like, how the hell, how did this get here? Apparently, there's a Russian documentary from 2003. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. It's a bit like the whole Yamatai stuff in the first game. And, the Bermuda Triangle conspiracies and myths and so on. And so what Lara's discovering here, okay, is the fate of these guys. She's found out how Raleigh Rimmel died. I mean, how cool is that? And when we read the notes, in search for the hidden city, well, no, this is a different thing. This expedition was from the 80s. Whose journal were we reading? Not a community in need. It's not Lara's notebook. Exodus? No. Fortune and Glory? No, not sure what that is. What the hell is it? Myth, Magic and Monsters? That's from Trinity. I wish they had different icons for the different things. That would be really nice. Whoops. Didn't mean to click that. Resting. I can't find it. We had a bunch of journal entries, didn't we? Anyway, I believe they were all being written by Jack, Percy's son. And just to be clear as well, one of these guys did survive. I think Jack survived. Percy died and Raleigh died, but I think Jack survived. Or something. Or maybe that's just in the Tomb Raider lore. I think that's just in the Tomb Raider canon. I'm getting a little bit confused here. Vaguely spoilery. Okay, so we want to go into the temple, right? But I want to explore up this path here because it looks clearly optional. And therefore very, very interesting. So yeah, each time, so that's one thing, and I think, if there's any more, like, real-world history and things, on the next part, we can have a little bit of a look. Okay, hidden cache. Easily missed. And here we've got a bit more MAM, a depiction of the Maya Exodus.
The world around them began to crumble. The people decided to move. The artifact entrusted to them urged them to travel south, lest it be seized by their enemies.
In the live chat here, the first message was, WP, love you, the LPs. Yours are always engaging. Any plans to finish 12? I was talking about this on Discord just the other day. I do very much intend to finish 12, and it will be a thing. My big question right now is I don't know what format to do. I don't know whether to do it like this, where it's much more casual, or sort of, go back to what I was doing before with it. So I don't have any short-term plans for it, but yes, I will get to it. You're asking, one of the reasons I'm playing Shadow here is because for years, people have kept showing up in my videos saying, can you do Shadow? Because it's like I established the idea I'd do it. So what I'm trying to do is check things off the list. So it's a bit crushing to see, I'm in the middle of doing one and I'm getting messages about the other now. But I mean, I guess that's my own fault. All right, what do we do here? I'm not even too sure. This might actually be really hard without the chalk, for what it's worth. In fact, I might end up causing Lara to leap to her death multiple times. No, this seems fine. All right, let's go this way. Speaking of crashing as well, another thing that happened on Discord the other day, somebody posted, like, so that, let's talk about AI a little bit again. I've talked a bit about our AI recently, but they're a really interesting...
Might be a ladder if it was the right way up.
So what we want to do is we want to spin this so that it's vertical instead of horizontal, and then we can climb up. So that's the idea. So I think maybe I got here a little... no, let's go this way. So yeah, I talked a lot about our AI, but there are really good, interesting AI that, like, do text, you know? And someone asked one, like a songwriting AI, write me a song about WP, you know, and it will search Google and stuff. And it's like a really dark... I think they said set it to the tone of, like, Stan from Eminem or something. So I guess it's because of that, it's going to come out quite dark. But it's like a really sad song about, like, oh, streamer, you've let me down. Oh, I used to worship you and now you've left me in the dark. It's, like, really, really depressing. So I like, went to Discord the other day, like, oh, I wonder what people are talking about. I'm like, oh, not fun. But, yeah, it's amazing how sophisticated that stuff is now. I think we got to climb up. I mean, I don't just want to leap at it with, you know, complete shot in the dark, leap at it. That seems like a bit of a rubbish idea. Oh, we'll go this way. Ah, here we go. Yeah, it's amazing how sophisticated they are. I was on Reddit, like, last week, and someone posted a review of a video game purely done by an AI, and it sounded so coherent, and it was like perfectly in line with what the hive mind would think. It's like, Jesus Christ, a review, like a very authentic looking review, was just generated. I mean, it's crazy. What was the other thing I saw? I don't know, I think I saw something else where it was just like a comment was an AI and people just didn't know. So it's really interesting. It's like I really think we're on the cusp of a lot of change. I actually have $1 million idea, right? And anyone can have this. If you're gonna make this into a business, give me a ring. I'll join it with you. Here's the business idea, okay? Get one of those AIs, feed it through a text-to-speech thing, one of those really authentic, new-sounding text-to-speech things, right? Because those are really good as well. You know, you watch a video or something, and it'll be someone chatting away. Okay, let's get this spinning. And it will sound like a real person. Okay, so the rope broke, and this is going to get crazy, by the way. This is going to get really nuts with all of the just insane things that are happening. So we get a little bit of dexterity now, because we actually have to time our jump onto this ladder. And yeah, this is just like the other games. You'll essentially magnet to whatever you need. We've got to move in here to avoid that. And then when we get... Oh, God. Just move back out. No, that's not good. Oh, no, we jump on it. We jump. Okay, okay. It's all good. It's all good. All right, I'll finish my thrilling story in a second. Let's try and get up. There we go. So, by the way, our goal is to get all the way up there. Like I say, the trial of the spider is nothing. This is, like, much, much more. So yeah, okay, you get the AI to write all the text, then you get another AI, or whatever that process is, to make it sound good like a person. Then you hook it up to one of those VTuber software things, right? And there you go, you have a fully robotic streamer. So basically, and then what you do is you have the writing AI respond to chat, you know, and it'll be quite generic and basic at times at first. But the novelty of that, you can have it run in 24 hours. You know, they say all these new automation processes and stuff, anyone in creative jobs, they're all safe. I don't think so. I genuinely think what I just said. I mean, look at something like Twitch Plays Pokemon, right? Fully robotic, generated stream that was. The level of sophistication, just by combining these different random technologies that are around at the moment, they have it. You have a fully simulated VTuber. You have a robot AI that people would actually like enjoy for the novelty of the thing. And I know you guys are probably thinking, okay, this is stupid, and to a degree, yeah, I'm fucking around a bit here, but I mean, those like the text-based stuff is really good. It's really impressive. It wouldn't be hard to generate a few stock responses or whatever that keep changing based on, you know, the kind of crap that people would type in chat. And let's face it, most Twitch chats and stream chats, it's not like people are being particularly intelligent or different. Half of the culture is just regurgitating the crap they just heard out loud, you know, in massive, like... what do they call them? I'm blanking at the moment. You know, like copy-paste and so on. I reckon it could be a thing, and sooner rather than later you'll see it. You know, I saw this picture of... I don't know where it was, South Korea, maybe? Some studio, right, where they had hundreds of women lined up. It's like this, imagine an office floor, but with no desks in it, alright, a big office space. And no cubicles or anything. Instead, there's just these tiny little partitions on the ground. And just a tiny bit of cardboard, basically, to look like a brick wall. or to look like, I don't know, just some tiny decorative background. And in this really small space, there's a camera pointed at them. And then there's some, like, woman in, like, a bikini or something. And she's, like, posing a bit. And she's, like, rocking back. And there's just, like, this one little office room. I say little in air quotes. But it's got, like, 50 live streams coming out of it all at once. And they're all doing simultaneous broadcasts to different people or whatever. Probably part of the sex industry. I don't know for sure. It was just an image of it I saw. But I thought, look at that. Look at what people are doing here. Soon, you just have robots still. Mark my words, 20 years. Within the next 20 years. And it's not that long of a time.
Because it will turn into worms.
I think in theory it's possible already. You just sort of connect together these different things. Okay, so this area here, by the way, this is basically the trickiest part of the puzzle. This is the only area I have any memory of ever getting stuck. The idea is we're trying to break open this wall, if I remember rightly. Oh, no, this wall here. And then we can connect. So ultimately, we wanted to connect this spinny thing onto the inside there. So first, I think we want to attach a rope to this and pull it back. I don't think Lara is strong enough. Oh, no, she is strong enough. Okay, so then we have that one that we can connect to. Can she do anything with it? Oh, she can.
This might work.
Oh, that just opens the door. Oh, what? That's it? I remember getting stuck here on like 2 playthroughs. Oh, yeah, okay, it closes.
The lever is too worn to hold the door.
Oh, okay, I remember. Okay, this is it. So we put it back, we get a few seconds. Run along. And connect like so.
Yes, that'll hold.
It's kind of interesting because I believe in the other 2 games, whenever you had a rope established like this, it would always break if you shot a new rope. But in this situation, you're allowed to have 2 out at once. For the purposes of this puzzle.
There. Good. The ladder should turn now.
Okay, and the rope broke, but that's fine. Okay, oh, do you know why? I actually think I might remember this. Wait. What's happened here? Did I mess this up? I got it open. Do you want to try and spin again? No, you won't. So there's the ladder that we could jump to there, and it's stuck. The other thing that's going on, though, is you can climb up that, and you need to, like... Oh, no, we already did that. I've died on that little bit of the puzzle there before. This time, I guess I was just rambling about something else. I mean, look at this, alright? Maybe I can buy that this ancient device is working after all this time. Oh, come on. Oh my god, we're alive, and I don't know how we're alive. I guess I can't really heal. Oh, it's fine, she healed automatically. I can maybe buy it works after all this time. Maybe. But if you include as a part of the puzzle, just destroying it even further and showing how fragile it all is, I don't know. I feel like I lose a bit of it. So we want to get into the middle and keep climbing. It's all very cinematic. Again, it feels kind of Uncharted-y, you know? It feels like that bell tower sequence to me. It's going to be Battlestar Galactica. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a whole other layer, right? When we actually get...
One more climb.
Robots and androids and synths. Once the internet has enough of these things connected to each other, okay, it then we need to go into this whole other end game phase where I really wanted to jump up and grab that rope, where then it needs to be able to produce appendages for itself, and it won't have that. So it's all good, guys. It's all good. Don't you worry. Not in your lifetime. I really think that in the future, you know, in so much sci-fi, we have like all these people, you know, biological entities traveling around space and stuff. I don't think it would be that ever. I think it would just be pure, cold, heartless, immortal machines everywhere, that's all. And one of the reasons I like Solaris is because it kind of is pretty blatant about that fact. But you know, one of my other favourite games is sort of interesting for that too. Machinarium. It's a point-and-click adventure game, which I really wanted to play recently. And they don't tell you much about the world in that. You play a little robot in like some post-apocalyptic scenario. And it kind of gives you the sense that these are like robots.
Kukulkan, face to face in a temple built in your honor.
face to face with that, obviously. It kind of gives you the idea that these are... It's so cool that we're wearing this outfit during this. That they're robots that kind of want to remember what it's like to be human. Like, they're pretending to be human. Like, they're rebuilding society a bit like the fleshy creatures. It's very cool. I love Machinarium so much. Okay, by the way, this sequence here, does this remind you guys of anything of Guild Wars, if you played Guild Wars 2? Because to me, this reminds me a lot, being on that, of the end of Heart of Thorns. I don't know why, but I can't help but think of it when I'm playing this. You know, the spinning pole thing. Alright, here we go. This is the last jump, and I've failed this jump multiple times before as well. You've got to get the timing right, because that's spinning, and also we're going to be running like so. And let's make sure we're down low enough as well. So just wait for it to turn and go as soon as you can. But not too early. Like there, this is going to be rough here. Go, Lara, go, go, go. Go, climb. Oh, right, yeah, it just falls back. Is this the one that I failed on before then? That's an overhanging jump, by the way, which we were taught right early on. Come on, go, 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 go. And we're all good.
Jonah, I'm past the Eagle trial. I must be closing in on the hidden city.
I like how she says that like she's done the trial. On paper, I think the sequence is really cool. It feels like classic tomb raiding, like you're doing the temples or the tombs. But really, it feels like we just sort of messed this place up. We just wandered through the spider one, and now we've kind of messed this place up, eh? All right, so what's this? Very fancy looking. You get a skill point. Learn a little bit more Quechua. A mural to crafted in two different styles.
Flourishes under the watchful gaze of Yaskar Yahweh and his council. The city grows. Temples are built. The people are peaceful, prosperous, and content.
So we hear this word, Paititi, flourishes under the watchful gaze of Yaskar Yahweh and a council. So there is a city, the hidden city. In chat, WP, have you ever heard of Stray? It has similar themes to what you mentioned about Machinarium. What, like robots that are kind of seem like they're trying to recapture biological existence? The way I'm describing Machinarium there, by the way, probably sounds terrible and weird. The game's really whimsical and fun and cute. So it's basically like you'll just walk along and you'll see a bunch of like robots dancing or playing flutes and stuff. And it looks like it's very uncanny and weird. And it's just cool. I love that game, man. I should do a playthrough of that. No, I've never played or heard of Stray. If Stray's like that, that sounds really, really interesting. I mean, it's not that I think that subject material is totally amazing. It's just, it's novel, isn't it? It's different. It's new. And that's what counts for the most. So we're coming to big stuff here, by the way, guys. Lovely, secluded little forest pathway here. It's just every second of this game, I can't get over how good everything looks. Like, even all the little flies and things here, caught in the light. Let's jump down. Always do a quick little dive, just to see. Let's drink out... oh my god. Do you know what? It was so weird. Every time I've tried to use a potion of any kind recently, it's been underwater or clinging to a ledge when I can't use one. In fact, hold on. None of my hotkeys seem to be working. That's so weird. Maybe she just doesn't want to do it here. Or I'm out of the resources. Okay, this place looks a little bit nastier. I think this trilogy is quite interesting, the way that it's... You know, the classic Tomb Raiders... Like, if you look at this trilogy as, you know, you got... What are you doing, Lara? What?! Oh, I feel so bad because that death animation's so horrible. Seriously, I pressed space once and she went mental. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, like if you look at the classic games, you'll spend a bit of time in Egypt and then a bit of time here and then a bit of time, you know, in the Arctic or whatever. Like each game had a bunch of locations. This trilogy is quite interesting to me in that they clearly didn't do that. What they were doing instead is... let's have each game dedicated to one location. So you spend pretty much the whole game in the last one in the snowy mountains. Except, of course, that little bit at the start. And I guess what it's that technique that allows them to make this all look so completely gorgeous. Every step of the way. That's curious and weirding me out. Like, why does that exist? Maybe that's for the path back? But again, I just get thinking of these criticisms. People say they get bored of the jungle. It's too much jungle. I mean, can you really get bored of it? It's just so great. And that's a criticism the old games would avoid, because you'd only spend a little while and then you'd be off.
Jonah? The view up here is amazing. The hidden city must be near.
The view is great.
I made it through. I'm entering a cavern.
Jonah? Damn.
I love this here, with the light, just specifically of these two trees. I think they really make this view something else. This is one of these sequences where I feel like if I had an ultra-wide monitor, I mean, I would never get one because it would be bad for making videos and stuff. But I feel like this scene probably looks amazing. The more panoramic, the better, right? There's also that thing that I always think of, which is... Oh, God. Oh, no, really? Wow, I've never died here. Fly, Lara, you have the outfit for it. There's always that thing, you know, you'll see... a few years back on my Twitter, right, I was out on, like, a morning walk out in the countryside, and I caught, like, the sunrise over, like, a field, and I just thought, wow, that looks really cool. So I took a little picture with my phone and tweeted it out. And it's like, we all would have had this experience, you know, you're on holiday, you're looking at something, you're doing something, you take a picture, and the mountains never look as good as they did in real life. That nothing did. Now think about video games, think about fantasy environments and viewpoints like this. What it would actually be like to live in real life. VR gets a bit of the way there, a good bit of the way there, but even that feels a little bit intangible just because of the goggle effect. Okay, we got one more skill point. Let's get the ability to perform a stealth kill takedown without alerting nearby enemies. Which I swear we've read more than enough times. And speaking of stuff, so we have flame arrows, but here it looks like I can also craft. Oh no, it's not. For some reason that has the explosive ammo icon. I don't know why, but we just saw the skull. So here, for example, I'm just going to shoot that over there. Oh god, it looks like a mine. Oh, and Lara can't trip it herself. Oh, damn it. I think when that blows up, it will release the gas. I don't remember it being like that at all. That's not actually explosive, is it? Maybe it is. Thing is, the perk we got was, and you can see the thing I'm trying to craft there is that skull and crossbones. That's the spider toxin. So what we really want to do is pay attention to more spiders. I think what's happened, I've just realized why I can't craft stuff, is because I flipped my my Logitech G600 into the wrong mode. Okay, so there we go. So I've got the keybinds back now. So I'm going to keep drinking these perception potions if I can, because hopefully we'll see more bugs and things. Also, can I hunt these? Oh my god, the auto aim. You can. There we go. But the auto aim is desperate for me to look at that. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. It's kind of nice to die in a sequence like that because it actually makes me feel like there's some risk there. Honestly,
Got to be more careful.
every time I've done these, I felt like they're like glorified quick time events, really, because it just doesn't feel like there's any risk. Let's go left. No? Okay, Lara.
Can't stay here.
I think they expected me to want to go forwards. I mean, look at the time slow down there.
It's giving way.
So good looking, isn't it? Wow.
That was close.
Indeed, indeed, So we've made it. Little cave should hopefully have bugs. I would guess anyway. I guess not. So swan dive. Another gorgeous underwater sequence. Maybe. Is it? No, it's not. This is just this looks so good as you come out of this glade here.
All right.
One step closer to the hidden sea. Oh, you won't let me? Okay. I was trying to speed up there with the roll. It didn't quite do what I thought. Do you get any achievement in this game if you never die? Oh, good question. I don't know. Maybe you do. Here we go. So, the hidden city.
Jonah, I may have found it. The hidden city. I'm gonna look for the serpent with a silver eye.
And one final trial. This one of the serpent. Maybe. Did they do that in the previous games as well? I can't remember. So there are these houses. This sequence here, I cannot think of anything except Tomb Raider 3, which has this really interesting sequence in it. It's not in this area of the world, but you end up in a rainforest with a bunch of like natives in their like little huts just like this, except it's rendered on the PlayStation 1, okay, so it doesn't really look that good. Anyway, it's kind of a controversial moment for the franchise, I guess, looking back. I mean, it's the 90s. Where these people, I mean, they're human beings. They're just straight up people. But I guess they're supposed to be like vicious cannibals or something. You know, they're like uncontacted tribes people that will try to hurt you. You know, there's that story of that Christian missionary who went to that island. I can't remember what it's called, but there's some island, I think, off the coast of it. Is it India? Of these uncontacted people. She tries to bring the like Christianity to them and they just kill her. It's that kind of thing, I think, anyway. But you're Lara, you go to this place and you just gun them all down because you've got, like, rocket launchers and all kinds of ridiculous stuff at this point. So it's a really weird sequence in the game where it's like, you're just murdering people. I mean, it's always questionable anyway, but even that bit just feels very, very odd. But yeah, that's what this area makes me think of. I don't know about you guys. Most of these places look abandoned, though. Is it fair to call it a city if it's abandoned? Are we about to find a city of the dead, perhaps, guys? We can climb up this. This actually... Oh, what? Really, Lara? Oh, missing gear for this point. The rope ascender. That's interesting. It's nice to see that back for this game. This area actually feels structured rather like a combat section, doesn't it? It feels like there should be some big fight here. And yet we haven't had a big fight here. Like, any of these places might be places we could perform stealth kills. But we just kind of wander through. Make a rope bridge. Hold on, I'm getting very disoriented now. We're going all over the place. Before we think to do any of that... Oh, is that a challenge, is it? To get the feather eggs? Beautiful rare feathers gathered from condors used for crafting rare outfits. We will change the outfit in a second as well. Let's just focus very carefully on where this waypoint wants us to go. Because I don't think the sequence is meant to be as long as I've just made it.
Hello? I can help you.
Get back! You don't belong here!
Sentinel Island, that's it. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's quite similar. She's trying to defend a little boy, though, so... I mean, talk about making enemies instantly. See, this is the problem that, Percy... Okay, yeah, that's a cool twist. And also justifies her murder, I suppose. Oh, so things immediately get much more complicated here. You gotta remember that Trinity is an ancient organization, so could very easily have influenced these people a long time ago.
What's your purpose here? I'm a researcher. Lara Croft.
They'll be back. We must find safety. Bring her.
The old bag over the head trick.
You're not only my son, you're my heir. You must not court unnecessary danger. Had you not been there, would this woman have found us? I'm glad you're safe.
So again, if we had the voiceover immersion on, I guess these guys would be speaking the
You're not
language of
cold. How did
Paititi.
you find this place?
I followed a map from a temple. I was expecting ruins, not you or any of this. The cult. Why did they attack your son? I recognize their insignia. I know them as Trinity. I'm trying to stop them.
Stop them from doing what?
They're looking for an artifact. Some sort of box connected to a moon goddess.
Why do you want it? To steal it? Sell it?
No. I just can't let Trinity, the cult, get to it first. They're too dangerous.
Why? What have they done to you?
They killed my father. Can I show you something? Do you know what this is?
This is Paititi. You're already here.
Paititi, the hidden city. But what's this eye?
That is a place of death and sacrifice. And you think your artifact is there?
Yes.
No, none who has gone has ever returned.
I'd be willing to try.
You would risk it simply to stop the cult.
Yes.
Bring him in.
I hate this bit here.
Are you okay?
Do you know this man?
He's my best friend. Abby,
She's fine.
Who else is looking for you?
there's no one else.
I believe we're seeking the same thing. We will bring you to the serpent with the silver eye, but we'll keep your friend here. You won't get very far if you're lying, and he will not be comfortable.
You don't need to do that.
It's fine. I'll stay.
Etzli, get this woman some clothes. Uchu,
Oh,
keep him company.
of course we'll be changing our
As
outfit.
soon as I can.
All right.
Yeah, this is another thing people don't like about the game, but again, I think doesn't really matter much. But I'm talking ahead a bit here.
Pretty nice place.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I like this cutscene. I like 99% of it. It's just a thing of like, we just went through all those trials and everything to get to the city. What? And Jonah just stumbled on it. Like, if you notice this whole last sequence with where he's going down the river and stuff, they just really hand wave it. But yeah, I guess Jonah found it too, just by the way, and they're holding him now as sort of a semi-prisoner just in case. But look at this. So, back at the start of part 1, I put the benchmark on, and you guys saw something a little bit like this, I think. This is Paititi. I mean, it's stunning. The level of detail in both the foreground and the distance, I mean... And this is just all in engine. I can all just wander off and go explore it all now. It is a work of art. A truly incredible place to be. So, we're now wearing new clothes. This is the blue heron tunic. This outfit bears the official colours. Wow, that went away so quick. Basically, while we're here, if we want to fit in and talk to people, we got to wear this outfit. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, I guess I just don't have any UI. Maybe we can read it. I don't think it will be here anywhere, will it? But basically, while we're in the hidden city of Paititi, and this is it. See, very, very big. By the way, the Trial of the Eagle here, 100% complete. We got everything our first time through. Tiny little bit of the game. And I would say we're easily at the halfway mark now, for what it's worth. while we're here, if we want to talk to people and get questions and stuff, we have to like wear their clothes. People really loathed this, like truly did, and I believe it's to such a degree that there's actually a gameplay option now that they added after release. Where is it? I don't know where it is. There's totally an option, though, which is to disable that feature. It wouldn't be in any of the other sections, so I don't know. So that you can wear any outfit you like. Or maybe it's a New Game Plus thing. It might be a New Game Plus thing, actually. To me, I don't really mind. It is unfortunate, though, because there's not much in this game, and there are a billion outfits and things. So if you want a lot of opportunities to wear loads of outfits, and now you're forced into this one for good chunks of the second half, I see the criticism. But yeah, so let's just turn around, like I always am inclined to do.
Look around if you wish. I will be in the market.
Okay, I can't quite hear where they're speaking from.
Trying to keep a low profile.
I would go. Only I can't abandon my post here, and time is running short. It would mean a lot to Queen Unuratu and the rebellion.
So, Queen Unuratu, yes, and if you think it's a little hard to swallow, the first person Lara comes across is the heir to the Queen, who is in mortal peril at that exact moment, perfectly in time for her to save the child, so that she can perfectly get in the good graces of the faction she wants to get in the good graces of. Yeah, it is a bit convenient, isn't it? But again, this is one of those games. It's very Guild Warsy to me in that way, where it's like it has to go so fast because they really don't. I mean, obviously separate studios, separate games and stuff, but it feels like, you know, they only had a limited amount of time to make the game, a limited budget to make the game, and so it can't be as long as it really needs to be to tell this story. So certain things just go very, very quick as a matter of convenience to get us to where the story wants us to be. But yeah, so, yeah, Jonah here with a new friend, whose name we don't know yet. Very cool design, though. I've always loved the way that this guy looks, and the scars on his face and the eye. I think we're at the point now where DLCs can become available, and I'm very excited about that because I haven't played some of them. So, we'll see what they got waiting for us. Another skill point. Let's craft something, I guess. Or maybe outfits we can see here. Here we go. The blue heron tunic. This outfit bears the official colours of the deposed queen. Let's be clear there. She was deposed, Unuratu's family line. Many rebels wear blue in support of the rebellion and her family's right to rule. So this enables interaction with the rebels. Okay? And we will be stuck in the... another outfit, I guess, here. You see, a lot of them are greyed out now. We're not allowed to wear them in this area. But I do have a DLC outfit, which is the robes of Kukulkan. Robes of the renowned herbalist Kukulkan, rumoured to be able to step between worlds, increases the amount of harvested resources and health regen. Oh, which I think we talked about before. I will have read that like 4 times already in this show now. We'll wear the blue heron for now, but we can swap to Kukulkan afterwards, I suppose. I like how Jonah sits at the campfire with us. That's really nice. And so for the rest of the game, I mean, I don't want to talk too much ahead and sort of spoil the magic, but this is kind of Jonah's role now. He'll be hanging around here and we can, you know, talk to him and he'll sit at the campfires with us. If you were expecting there was going to be a bunch of stuff, maybe play as Jonah for a while or a bunch of new things with him and Abby, not so much, no.
I apologize. As the rebel leader, I have to be careful. I am the rightful queen, Unuratu.
I love this woman's face, by the way. She's just got such cool, striking features.
You still owe me a scouting report.
Yes, Mother. There was one thing, this morning.
Yes?
I saw Hakan debating with his neighbor. He seemed angry. As I came near, they suddenly stopped talking. Then they started laughing as if one had told a joke.
He's planning something. Good work.
Thank you, Mother.
So Etsley being the kid, of course. Man, I need to turn this up a bit on my end. Some of this stuff in the distance, I can't even hear that well.
As you can see, secrets don't stay secret for very long in Paititi. If you were to deviate from the plan,
You'd find out quickly. I see that.
I love how authentic this place feels.
she's here to help me find something I lost.
And this is kind of a nice new twist as well, in as much as usually Lara's exploring lost civilizations and places that are long abandoned. But here we see one fully thriving. I mean, we had a little of that element in some of the other games. And of course, yeah, we got the immersive audio
He was
one.
a scout when he was my age.
He was a hunter.
Was he ferocious?
He could be. But he was also very kind.
So, you know, there's a lot to read here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It kind of ruins the scene, actually, just reading subtitles the whole way along, doesn't it? In fact, didn't I say I'd turn it back on again? We've heard enough of it, okay? So let's go back to... Oh, no, it says off. It is off. So how comes everyone's speaking in, like, their native tongues in the distance? Am I just hearing that wrong? Am I going crazy? Got an alpaca there. Classic game, alpaca run.
Hey there, Quali.
I love how Etsley plays with it.
What I saw. He has them. Enough, Taki. You lost your dice. Fine. But don't lie about it.
So we got an icon there. That's definitely for side quests.
The cult is increasing its guard.
Why?
Because of the storms.
What can a guard do for a storm?
I'll explain later.
And so, yeah, again, this is going to be just like the previous settlement we were at, where... And you notice we didn't really do much between the two settlements, did we? Not really. You know, I can imagine if the game was structured such that we were at Kukulkan, okay, and then we're like, okay, we're trying to find the hidden city. Let's branch off and do a trial, return, branch off and do a trial, return, branch off and do the final trail, and now we're off. There, I can imagine you would circle around enough that would really feel like you got a little mileage out of this settlement. But as it actually happens, you know, you get through very, very quickly, and now we're at a whole other one. And yes, here, by the way, this thing saying Mission Giver with the icon, that means one of the DLCs is available. I've never played it, and I want to go back and have a look at it. So we will be returning to Kukulkan soon enough.
Hello,
The market has everything.
Etsley. I'm sure she has seen many markets before.
Outside?
Yes.
But ours is the best.
We're not far now.
I'll explore more once the forced walking section's done, obviously. This is just sort of a nice ambient scene here. I remember getting a little bit stuck here too, actually. So then we just walk up to the crowd, is what they want us to do. So these guys, of course, in red.
What is this?
Cultist, waiting for their deity to appear. When the catastrophes come, the god Kukulkan must be sacrificed to power the sun. Otherwise, the world dies.
Sacrifice a god?
The sacrifice is my duty. But this cult leader will take my place and attempt to become the god. He believes we can remake the world and live in a paradise of his design.
Remake the world.
Where have we heard that before?
What?
I've heard those words before.
There he is.
Who might you be?
I know him. That's Dr. Mingus.
Behold! The instrument of our unity and salvation! Soon, our dreams of peace and safety will be realized!
They already call him Kukulkan. But his real name is Amaru. He was born here, but raised, lied to, by outsiders. The people believe in him.
But you don't.
My late husband, Saidi, was his brother. They had differences over the future of Paititi. When Saidi died, Amaru devoted himself to the cult.
You have seen the storm. You are worried about worse to come. I assure you that Paititi will persevere and thrive forever!
I know him will. If Amaru's successful, all of us who disagree will never see this paradise. The rebels will be discarded.
Not if they don't find the box.
Yes. Our best hope is to find it first. Perhaps Amaru might still be brought to see love and reason.
So there's so much to talk about here.
To the outsiders! Retribution will come!
Hakan! Enough!
We must strike while the snake is within reach.
Justice will be met in good time. Do not jeopardize our rebellion for the sake of impulse. Edsley, go scout ahead. We'll meet you at the edge of the mountain.
So yeah, if you were wondering how they can all be rebels and living together, it's a rebellion in planning.
Follow Edsley. Your clothing won't hide you long from these guards.
Okay, I'll find the box.
You've been warned to keep the peace.
I was just out for a pleasant stroll with my son.
Amaru is losing his patience.
It won't happen again.
Okay, so we're able to roam. So, yeah, let's recap real quick here. Or maybe these guys will.
Me and Ucha set up camp. Everything's okay.
Dominguez is here. He's the leader of the cult of Kukulkan. That's what Unuratu's rebels are fighting.
What?
He's been here for years. Trinity controls Paititi.
Whoa.
I'm going to the Eye of the Serpent. We have to get the box before the next cataclysm hits.
I feel like all these revelations we just had could, in theory, be strung out over like a couple of hours, right? Look, there's a lot to take in. Okay, so Dominguez is a real clusterfuck of a character, really. Like, his backstory is incredibly layered. He's like 3 characters in one. If you read people talking about and like how this story goes, you know, essentially we have someone who's supposed to be, you know, was really friendly with everyone in Mexico and all that. He's had time to study and be a doctor and so on. He is not just a high-ranking member of Trinity. He is now the leader of Trinity. But also, by the way, he was born here and is a leader here, and got taken away by Trinity at some point later. So he's just got so many hats and he does so many things. And you can, I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm being overly critical, I don't want to be a downer or anything, but it feels like it's just because they just had so much to wrap up so quickly or whatever. They tried to put every possible villain role all in this same guy. So yeah, also, let's be clear, Dominguez had a brother who died, but I think the idea is the brother was going to be king and was going to marry Unuratu, so she'd be queen, but when the brother died, she lost that claim or whatever, I guess, I don't know. I don't actually know how the rights of their leadership work here, but I think that's possibly the idea. And so now she's just kind of on the fringes and she doesn't like it. But here's the thing that I kind of, all of that's sort of one thing and a bit unfortunate how fast they kind of rush through a lot of that. The other thing with this though that I think's a bit iffy is Dominguez himself is actually quite an interesting character that so far he hasn't seemed malevolent to me. Yeah, he's in with mercenaries and he's been signed off on terrible stuff. Yeah, he's associated with Trinity, a faction who historically have done a ton of horrible things. But to what degree we know he has had a hand in the deaths of other people and pillaging and all this kind of horrible stuff, we don't actually know how bad he is. So far, all we've really seen is him saying, look, I want to improve the world. I want to, you know, he gestured to those mercenaries before saying, I'll remake the world so we don't have to deal with stuff like this. He might actually be honorable and have of good intent, and that's a fun thing to play with. The unfortunate thing, though, is in that cutscene, they're rushing through real fast. They have Unuratu say, oh, yeah, he's a dickhead. I've never liked him. I know what he's like. He just wants to do this to get rid of the rebels, essentially, she implies. And it's like, it's all very, very, very quick, because they have to have Unuratu have a reason to not like him and be, you know, so that they're enemies, so that we can be friends, so that everything can get moving. It's just, It's kind of like a lot of whiplash, I think, as I play through this anyway, and sort of seeing the structure of it is a bit unfortunate. But hey, anyway, we do have an amazing town to explore now.
Do kids don't authority where you come from, Ishiki?
I think it's part of growing up, pushing boundaries. Are they in danger?
No. The guards threatened, but when they were young, they threw rocks at guards too.
Well, there you go. They're definitely speaking in English again now, so that people can continue to be alt-tabbed if they like. But you'll miss out on fun stuff like these children playing and throwing stones over the fence. How the hell I'm even going to begin? So there's a blister beetle. The chemical extracted from these can be used to craft the toxins. Oh, good. So we can craft a new one, I guess, now. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't actually equip and swap the ammo type right now, so whatever. I'm not sure how I'll go about grabbing everything. We could just tunnel along. What is that? Keep calm and carry on. Find condor feathers in nests. This one. High diving. Make dives in the city. There was a quest here. A document. And then the camp where Jonah... Oh, was that the one where Jonah was? I'm not entirely sure. There are lots of cool places to hide. I even saw in the Tomb Raider subreddit just a couple of days ago. Someone had a whole post, and it was literally about finding one of the buildings here. I mean, look at how good this whole place looks. It was about finding one hut, and it was like, by the way, there's a tiny pool of water in the corner of this. You can swim in and find some stuff. So, yeah, I mean, exploring here, hopefully, should be a treat. Especially good stuff to do while, you know, we have various topics to rant about. But here, I do think... I don't want to put the brakes on.
Anything could have prepared me for this place. The people, their history, everything they've lived, and who they are today. To hear him tell it, Amaru, Dominguez, Kukulkan only wants to keep Paititi safe. But I've seen the lengths he'll go to, the murder and cruelty. I have to stop him.
I mean, the game doesn't have time to let the player or Lara question any interesting, like, grey areas or have rich characters, really. He has to be the villain, and we have to feel some urgency to go after him because the game's coming to a close soon enough. You know, so yeah, and then there's this whole thing about him being Kukulkan as well. So how Kukulkan relates to the twin goddesses of the moon, even I'm not particularly clear or whatever. You know, it's obviously the symbolic idea that he's Kukulkan. Exactly how this ritual will work, I don't know. I thought that dialogue in that cutscene was a little bit clunky, where straight away she just like matter-of-factly said, oh yeah, there's the sacrifice. I want to do it, but he's going to do it instead, and he'll become a god. If I do it, I won't become a god. You know. And you could say, oh, she says it matter-of-factly because that's her belief system, so she's just very, you know, matter-of-fact about it. But it's not that. It's, again, that they're trying to... There's supposed to be some fact or understanding there. And Lara seems to understand very clearly what she's talking about, but I'm not sure I do, you know. Locate the large heart of animals. Yeah, fine. Ilipa's sight. Sense the location of large animal's heart when using survival instincts and aiming. Shoot into animal hearts to inflict massive damage. Doesn't really matter, guys. You can shoot them in any number of ways, and they're not going to be a threat. More crafting? No. Let's not do that. Okay, let's fast travel. Okay, I don't want to put the brakes on this. We could go to this base camp here. Or we can go back and see this DLC that's unlocked. So, I can't remember what I said on part 1. But let's be clear about this here. There are 7 DLCs, and they're filtered in as the game goes along. So my hope is that by playing them as, and the last DLC is an extended ending to the game. I'm blind to all of them. I've not done them. My hope is that by doing them alongside the game, it will put a bit more weight and heft to it. And, you know, especially combat sections. That's what I'm looking for more than anything else. And it'll actually, you know, hopefully turn my opinion around on a lot of sides of the game. So, so yeah, I do want to do these. I don't want it to just play the game and then have all the DLCs suddenly at the end. I think that would kind of suck a bit. That's what we did on Rise, if I remember rightly. But so yeah, let's go do this mission. And of course, with this area done now, I can also cut together a little montage of us exploring and getting all these relics and things. Because, I mean, I might be wrong. I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure there's no other part of the game that ever takes you back to this settlement. So if you were getting ready to figure out a lot more about Abby and what's going on with her, No, not really. I mean, we'll see whether the DLCs expand. So, yeah, I'm very excited to do this. I don't even know how long the DLCs are, by the way. I don't know if some of them are just, like, really short, like a single little arena fight. Or, like, a mini-game type thing, you know, like we saw with Rise with some of them. Or whether they're all fully fledged adventures. With lots of voice-acted side quests.
Wild goose chases, Vancho. She's not a child anymore. She has a town to take care of.
Aye, you just don't want her chasing ghosts.
Is this related to it? They were talking about Abigail there. Hello. What's this?
I love old maps. When I was a little girl, they always led to treasure.
They always make me feel more lost.
My name's Lara, by the way.
Pilar. You don't look like the type of tourists we usually get.
I'm an archaeologist, actually.
Yes, that would be more fitting, I think. You should speak with Abigail. She knows the history of this place better than almost anyone.
We've already met. Abby's been kind enough to let my friend and I stay with her while we're visiting.
Well then, you are a welcomed guest in Kuakyaku.
Thank you. Do you need help understanding the map?
It wasn't meant for me to understand.
We can totally change the outfit here, actually. Yeah,
I have hidden the truth, as Abigail will find. But to uncover it, she must take a trip back in time.
Mariana was never much of a poet.
Mariana?
Abigail's grandmother. We lost her to cancer 1 year ago today, actually.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Mariana wanted Abigail to have the map on the anniversary of her death, but...
You're not sure?
I don't know if she's ready.
Ready? For what, exactly?
It's none of my business, but if it helps, Mariana believes she was.
You're right. I guess it never was my decision, was it? Would you mind delivering the map to Abigail? You could make a full-time job of chasing that girl around, and my hips just won't have it.
Not at all.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Just so you guys know, for the past 10, 15... You know, I'm dog sitting at the moment. The past 10, 15 minutes, I've had a dog sitting, staring at me, desperate for attention. And I don't know what it is, because I let him out for the toilet before starting this video, and I fed him. All right, and I've given him water. Those are the 3 things that a dog needs, okay? There's nothing he's needed. And I've just been vaguely aware of it over my shoulder. He finally got bored and moved on. Okay.
Thank you again for bringing the map to Abigail.
Well, I didn't do it yet. All right, okay. Yeah, I don't know where this is going. This is good immediately because it makes Abby a bit more of a character.
It's Lara.
Hey, stranger. How are you making out? How's Jonah?
Jonah's fine. He's with a friend.
A friend, huh? What's her name?
His name is Uchu. Listen, Abby, I'm back in Kuakyaku, and I've come across an old map that belonged to your grandmother.
Well, there's an old-timer in town, Diego. He runs the community garden. He's into maps, I think. Maybe he can take a look. Meet me there?
On my way.
That's really interesting. Again, I don't think canonically it matters when you do these. I do want to do them in order and as early as they unlock. That's really weird to hear Lara say he's a friend, because is he a friend? Let's just say she's lying to Abby for now. But I was very curious. That set an alarm bell off for me there when she said that. I was like, she's not going to spoil later in the story, is she? Or have they written different dialogue depending on when you start the DLC? Yeah, you guys will notice as well, like, why didn't they just give us this mission when we were first at the town? Why do I have to reach the hidden city of Paititi before it unlocks? And I guess it's because they never had any dialogue. They needed Jonah out of the picture. So they got to get Jonah to his final location before it all works. I wonder if we go back to Cozumel, there's a quest there. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? Actually, well, that's the temple. It would be up here somewhere. I don't think you can go back there, actually. I've never tried, but I would assume it's not perpetually the Day of the Dead up there. And that they didn't spend the time to make, you know, an alternate edition of it. So, where it's not Day of the Dead. Yeah, something about this didn't feel right. I shouldn't have tried it. What are you? Are you in this building? No, you're back here. And this building over here on the right. Okay. Hello, sir. Are you Diego?
Can I help you?
I'm a friend of Abby's. She asked me to meet her here. We have a map we'd like you to look at.
Oh, let's have a look. This is a nice piece of work. Good detail. Happy to see it's held up all these years.
You're familiar with it?
Might be a little more dust in the attic these days, but I never forget my work. Abby's grandmother asked me to draw it up. If I remember right, it was supposed to be some kind of gift for Abby.
There are blemishes here. 3 of them, do you see?
I didn't put those there. It smells like lemon.
Invisible ink.
Lemon? Lemon juice can be used as ink to...
Hold it over the fire.
There could be a heat fix message hidden in the map. Can I use your brazier?
Would it really smell of lemon?
Yes.
That's not a very good spy tactic, is it, if you can smell it?
Well, lemon juice is organic, so it will oxidize and turn brown when it's heated, and a secret message will appear.
It's been a lot of years. You think it'll still show?
As soon as Abby gets here, we're gonna find out.
Find out what?
Speak of the devil.
I'm an angel, Diego. You know that.
Not when you were little.
Abby, according to Diego, your grandmother asked him to make the map for you, as a gift.
Why would I need a map of the village? I know this place in my sleep.
There's more. Your grandmother hid something here in the paper. You can barely see it. I think it's a secret message.
She used invisible ink.
Invisible ink. Really?
Well, it's just lemon juice, but...
But it does the trick.
Oh, am I to believe then there's another version of invisible ink, is there?
No. May I?
I'm quite intrigued by this. I got a real smile on my face. I don't know where this is going or whether this will be really good or not.
Look, those symbols there.
3 X's.
X marks the spot.
Cute, Grandma.
Are
Oh,
these points far from here?
Nope. Should we split up?
Sure. I'll take those 2 there.
what is Abby's quest? This was wrong. You should have some random come along and do the quest. This is a fun little scavenger hunt her grandmother set up, and Lara just took the lion's share of the quest. That's unbelievable. This is like we're stealing her present. Investigate the X's on the map.
You two have an honest-to-God treasure hunt on your hands.
Yeah, what is that? We should do it as a pair. I know it would be a pain in the arse to animate and have her come with us, but really now. Okay, here we go. So, oh, and they're all just in town, are they? All right, that's fine. Is the dog the type that simply responds because he hears my voice? No. And he's, you know, I've dog sat for him many times over the years. I've made a great many videos and streams and things with the dog. I've also just spent a lot of time talking to people on Discord and stuff or on the phone. So I don't think he thinks it's weird to see someone just like sat at a PC talking. He doesn't think automatically that means it's his attention that I'm looking for or whatever. I think he was just bored there or something. I don't know. He's now asleep. It took him that long. I can hear him snoring. That long since that one cutscene for him to get to sleep. And you know, I don't know how it comes across really on YouTube, but I talk quite loud into the microphone doing this. I've always wanted to be a bit quieter and smoother, you know, and just really turn up the mic's gain or something. But I can never quite train myself to do it. So I'm quite loud, and no, he'll just snore away. He doesn't seem to mind. Okay, so it's got to be here somewhere. Oh, in the pond boat? No. Oh, was this here in vanilla? No way. Oh my god, is there an interior for us to go in? Wow. What kind of items would we get in here? Because it's clearly not going to be a part of the 100% completion of the area. Okay, pitfall, but it doesn't actually look like there's any hazards down there. Oh, hello. Whoops, wrong button. Very ominous red light there. Is Grandma trying to get Abby killed from beyond the grave? Talking about from beyond the grave, guys, I was thinking, oh yeah, this is a dead end. I was thinking again, I mentioned this a while ago, probably somewhere around the Final Fantasy streams I was doing last year. You know, this idea of like, if you got some fatal illness, you could just record a ton of videos, right? A ton of Let's Plays or whatever, and then just upload them one every month. Or let's say you managed to record 300 of them before, you know, that unfortunate day you pass away. You could set up automatic uploads and automatic publishing on YouTube, and assuming YouTube didn't change too much, you could do one a month, and you could technically still be alive, as it were.
Can't carry anymore.
You could still be a YouTuber for the next 10 years or something. I love that idea. And I also love the idea of the uploads like being pushed exponentially further and further apart, so that like your uploads would continue for the rest of your current audience's life, you know? I think that's such a cool idea. Like, you get to be a part, you get to, in some sense, be an active YouTuber, an active part of their life in the world, and keep giving new content, even years after you're gone. It's just such a cool idea, isn't it? And then I was thinking, what if, like, I really like that idea. I like the idea of having, like, a legacy or whatever. And it's such a cool thing. It's such a crazy thing, you know, like a death diary. That, but obviously you wouldn't be talking about your illness or whatever the whole time. You'd just be talking about the games or whatever the content is you make. I love that idea so much that, like, maybe it would be a gimmick, you know? You could, imagine, say you're 20, 30, 40, 50. You know, you still got a huge amount of your life yet left, you know, under normal circumstances. And you just commit to starting production very early in life. Oh god, this looks terrifying. Is that going to spin around in time? Let's just wait and see if we're on a time limit. You could, 300 episodes, you could have thousands ready to go before the end, you know? And then episode 1 is after your funeral or whatever. Isn't that a cool idea? Someone's gonna do that. And I assume it will have been done and it will be old or boring or whatever, because too many people will have done it by the time I hit that day. Hopefully, anyway. You never know, right? Fingers crossed. I'm not trying to jinx anything here. Oh, God, Lara. Are you okay? Okay, she's okay. That was very weird mechanics. Oh, I wonder if they're going to be more experimentative with the platforming and stuff in the DLCs. This is crazy, by the way. What is Grandma thinking of? This is nuts. You can't have someone do this. Okay, let's spin this one around. According to Wiki, lemons are also used as organic inks in both the Arabs and Europe. Really now? I mean, I knew the whole lemon juice, invisible ink thing. That's pretty common knowledge, isn't it? But, yeah, I don't buy it would smell. And you would just figure it out from that. But hey. Nice bit of ambience in here. I like that weird little, I don't know, it almost sounds like drops of water or something. Like that noise that keeps going on. Okay. This is, honest to God, one of the longest sequences of just pure platforming I've ever experienced in this game. And I really enjoy it for that reason. Oh God, that seems tricky. Let's go for it. Good job, Lara. We don't even have to press E to grab anymore. How am I supposed to pull that out, though? Oh, a little bit clunky. Well, we can pull this. But what about that extra thing down there? That was really odd. That one there. Or is that one I've already done, maybe? I suppose it might be one I've already done. Oh, alright, okay. So we get a whole... So what, are we going to get a skill point or something here? I've never done this before. We're going to get some kind of upgrade? Potato, any thoughts on AOC?
On one side that looks to have been carved by hand.
Three-stepped edge. Looks to have been carved by hand. Oh god, hidden info. Strap in, guys. Because this might be a nightmare.
Interesting. The other edge is roughly broken, like it's been shattered. This is only a piece of something larger.
Well, I mean, come on, obviously. Obviously. Right, so we're going to combine the three. This is like getting the three pieces of the Scion, everybody. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Whoa. Oh, we get combat. Oh, my God, we do have combat. And against monsters. Mobs, too. Are these coyotes? No, wolves? Ah! A and D. What? F. Wow, we got so much time for that. Oh, this is good, though. It's content, right? Is there like a critical moment? I get so much time to press F there. If I wait a bit longer, do I get to do a bit more damage? This will be interesting if it ends up draining all of my ammo. Let's heal up. Perception potion. Oh my god, he's so buggy. Did you guys see that? Can I remind you guys, I have never upgraded this machine gun either. And we're not on easy mode. Maybe I should put it on hard for the rest of the adventure. Yeah, oh, Ashes of Creation, the MMO. You know, not really. I'm not that interested in it. Whenever I've heard things about it, I've never really looked very deeply into it, okay? So maybe it would be very cool. But when I do read about it, it's people saying, like, it's overhyped or, like, that the guy that makes it is dodgy for some reason or whatever. I don't know whether I should lend any credence to that, but historically I haven't been that interested. All of that said, you know, I was thinking a lot about early Guild Wars the other day, and I was thinking about like how much I just loved that initial adventure and the leveling phase and that magical moment. Like I saw that there was a Reddit thread I was reading on MMORPG where it was a simple question. It was just, here's some rare hide, by the way. Simple question: what MMO do you guys are you guys playing at the moment? That was it. Just an open question to anyone on the internet. What MMO are you playing at the moment? And I was really happy to see, and I was intrigued to see. Let me put it that way as well. That a lot of the responses were Guild Wars. People saying, "Oh, I'm trying Guild Wars for the first time." I suppose because of the Steam release, which is cool. It's like they're having such a good experience. You know, when you go back and you see. When you watch like some new player's stream where they've never seen it before or something, it's such a magical, fun moment to start playing an MMO, and I miss that, and I'll never have that from Guild Wars ever again. Never again will I get that. Unless they do something really cool with an expansion where there's a re-leveling system and stuff like that. But so everything I just said about Ashes of Creation, you know, I am hungry for a new big RPG experience at the moment. I am hungry for that, and I would love to go into an MMO kind of blind and full of magic and excitement. So maybe, and the other side of it as well is, you know, I think a lot of people who watch me want my opinions about MMOs, and I should probably make videos about MMOs, not just, you know, old Final Fantasy games and Tomb Raider are my own favourites. It's probably really smart for me to keep an eye on MMO. That looks like that's going to fall. Yeah, it did. So you never know. Maybe I'll give it a look. It's one of the only MMOs really on the horizon people are interested in,
how
right?
are you making out?
Almost at it. Whatever it is. You?
Look for a fragment of stone with a 3-stepped edge. I found one here. I'm sure we're looking for 2 others.
You're the expert.
Yeah, I love the idea that Abby's just gone to another one of these insane puzzles, and she's just casually chilling out, like, completing it and not even messaging us about it. Like, it's weird. Let's just, because that I just do not buy at all. Let's just assume that either this whole adventure we're having here is an abstracted ideal of what it would be like inside the tomb, or let's suggest that maybe she got lucky and hers was just in a very basic, easy place. What are you doing, Lara? What? Oh, no. All right, I guess we'll see what the checkpoints are like. Oh, are we out? Oh, no, we're back here. Okay. I'm quite happy that...
How are you making out?
Almost had it. Whatever it is. You?
Look for a fragment of stone with a 3-stepped edge. I found one here. I'm sure we're looking for 2 others.
You're the expert.
I like the fact that this tomb has both an entrance and an exit section. Usually you just kind of skip out. But this hasn't been a small walk, has it? Right, I tried to jump onto that and she found that impossible, did she? So, let's see. That won't work? Oh, God. Let's just try it again, I suppose. I mean, what? Do we go backwards? No? See, if I had chalk on, would there be chalk on the stairs or chalk on this? I'm wondering if there's chalk right there. And that's what they want me to jump to. So, which looks like a longer jump. There we go. But possibly safer. Okay, good. So good, looks like we're out. Yeah, that was a fun little tomb. Of course, because we saw this before. And we get a whole second one. Will Abby be with us for it? It's interesting the way that they're doing these doorways as well, right? Because they have to cut to black really early there. Because there's obviously... It's a totally different instance, right? And they obviously haven't built a jungle out there in the environment. And likewise, they haven't actually built the cave inside in the environment on this one, so... Yeah, nice. And another little reason to come to this area of the world, which I can't say I've honestly spent much time at before. Let's swim down and see what we see. Anything much? Some gold, maybe, to collect? Get a bit more of that. I really want more potions, actually. They'll be really good, because the perception potion is not the only one. And all of them are good, and all of them are really fun and nice. It's good to see you in chat, Rocker. The thing that scares you about Ashes is it just seems too ambitious. It's hard to believe it could do all the things it's set out to do. Yeah, I mean, there's that too, but it's a horrible genre, right? Because the games that don't suggest they're going to be that ambitious... people won't take seriously in the first place and won't have enough notoriety to even be given a shot. It's a horrible genre because, I mean, this was already true when Guild Wars 2 was coming out. I remember very clearly talking to people about this on the old forums. But basically the fact that Guild Wars went, because people were like, oh, is Guild Wars going to dethrone WoW? It wasn't about that, really. It was like, in order to dethrone WoW, Guild Wars had to have 10 years worth of content and feature, well, not 10 years, 6 years, over half a decade worth of extra features and stuff to catch up. It had to rebuild all the feature base that Guild Wars 1 had, and it had to do all that with WoW. And that was already true in the early 2010s. We're now in the early 2020s. It's like, if you want to compete, you've got so much... I mean, there's also a lot of chuff and crap that they can obviously cut away, and a new MMO has a lot of opportunities to be a lot cleaner. I do think that new MMOs have a real chance. But in terms of marketing new MMOs and convincing people to come over to them, you kind of have to come swaggering out onto the scene, suggesting you're going to do everything in the world. You know, No Man's Sky is a really interesting concept there.
On one side.
Oh, there's not even a tomb. Okay, oh, that's really interesting. Because, yeah, it got all that notoriety for making those promises and failing. But then it got enough money in the meantime to then become a real game in the later years, and that popular opinion to swing, you know, and you can look at that as the ultimate success story and the ultimate failure story. I don't think it's a model to emulate in any way, but that might be the Ashes of Creation situation. Overpromise, underdeliver, but then at least use your cachet to and the money and the resources you got to finally deliver on your promise years later. That is that one of the only ways a new MMO can get in the scene? I mean, it might be. This has got nothing to do with Tomb Raider. I'm really sorry, everyone. Let's try and get this goddamn hidden info. To be honest, these screens are the perfect place to rant. Except for the fact I can't hear the ding sound over my own damn voice.
On the other. Definitely part of something larger. It's almost familiar, but I wonder...
It looks to me like it's going to teach us a bit more about the Quechua language. Alright. Now we just go back to Abby at Pilar's house. And that's the original lady, isn't it? Hold on, Pilar, isn't that a pronoun?
I have one of those stone things here.
I've got the others.
Now what?
Now we put them together and see what your grandmother is trying to tell you.
Pilar understood Grandma better than anyone. Meet me at her place.
Maybe not, maybe not. Do you know what? It's obviously not what we're meant to do, but I really want to go up into this treehouse here just because I can see it's possible. I mean, have we done this before? Did we do this in the previous episode? We might have. Oh no, I'm looking at the clock and I'm seeing that it's nearly time up for the video. Hold on though. I think we can finish this DLC here. Assuming that this is the end. They might loop us to another tomb, which would be amazing. But we'll have to do that on the next part. Oh, I love the idea that the next 7 parts is like story plus DLC, and we finish the game together with them. This is interesting. This car here. What's like? Just car straight up? I guess so. Oh, a rare example of a bit of frame drop here. I don't know. I'm probably also just running a few too many things on my system. And even though the frames did drop a bit, the truth is it's still very steady, so that's good. You know, it's not like this sudden stutters or drops, like slams down, freezes.
I was hoping Abigail would be with you.
She didn't get hurt, did she?
Hi, Auntie.
There we go.
It's been too long, child. Oh, let me look at you. Still with the short hair, I see.
Auntie, we found something in Grandma's map.
Actually, your hair could be better too, now that I see you again. The pair of you are like tomboys out chasing after.
Auntie, please. Why did Grandma want me to have the map? I deserve to know.
Do you remember the stories your grandmother used to tell you as a child? About a magical, hidden place built by your ancestors?
Yes, but I grew up, and she grew old, and nothing magical ever happened.
But she didn't forget her promise. It's there, in your hands.
Why now?
I'm only the custodian of the map. It's up to you to discover its purpose.
Abby, I'm sure whatever is revealed in this map will lead to that hidden place and your answers.
I hope so. All right, let's take a look.
If we place each one of the fragments on the map where they were found, like so...
That's the Chacana, the Inca cross. It represents the 3 levels of existence. The upper world, the middle world, our world, and the underworld.
It also represents the things that make us human, like the ability to love, to take action, to gain wisdom.
But if I'm remembering correctly, the center of the Chacana is said to represent Cusco, the capital of the Inca Empire. In the context of the map, we're hundreds of miles from there.
Well, there are many interpretations of the Chacana. Cusco, a portal from one world to the next. It is also said to be the Eye of God, a guardian keeping watch over us all.
So, what are we looking for? I mean, this has to point to something, right?
Let's take a closer look.
I quite like all this, knowing that this is very likely to be real-world accurate, right?
Something we're not seeing. Something... There! I thought it was a small blemish when I first saw it, but in this light, it looks like a Maya hieroglyph.
Maya? That doesn't make any sense. We're Inca. What does it say?
Hahil. It means truth.
Truth? Truth about what?
I don't know. Does this place on the map mean anything to you?
Grandma and I would sit there when she told me stories about the hidden place.
Perhaps you'll find your answers there.
Are you ready?
Keep the map. I'll meet you there.
It's quite cool. It's like have a few lessons in some real world stuff, and then they just sort of add this extra layer of the fiction over the top. So the hidden place. Learn a bit more about Mam there. That's quite interesting.
I thought the pieces looked familiar. It's not until I put them all together that I can see it.
Oh. It's just the last little fragment, I suppose. Oh.
It's the Chicana, the Inca cross. There are many interpretations of the cross, debated even amongst the Inca themselves, but it's an extremely important symbol nonetheless.
This kind of feels like the guys that wrote this game and, like, you know, wanted to do this game, they had all this amazing mythology and lore and understanding of this area of the world, but they could only get so much in. And now with the DLCs, they're like, oh, we got to talk about some of this other stuff. We didn't do anything about the Chicana, the Incan cross. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's kind of how it feels here with me, with this. Oh, she's got an icon again.
There. I thought it was a small blemish when I first looked at it, but in this light, it looks like a Maya hieroglyph. It means truth.
Oh, that's interesting that they gave us this as a relic too. Do I have a whole section for these now then? Oh yeah, the hidden past. It says we've got half of them, so there's a couple more coming, I suppose.
Watch out for Abigail, please. Keep her safe. We can't lose her.
Oh god, that might also mean I missed one in the previous tomb. Oh look, this is next to the vanilla one as well. Okay, so we'll do that in the next part. Locate the tomb in Echoes of the Past. I'll start right there. And yeah, we'll see what they have in store. I'm really excited to see this. It's a little bit of a divergence, obviously, from the main storyline right now. But we'll get back to Unuratu and Itzli and everything that's happening in Paititi. Truly gorgeous, right? I'm glad to see some of you guys already, even in the live chat, agreed that was good. And yeah, just to round up this MMO conversation as well. What was it? I read something someone said a second ago. Oh no, not the MMO. The explosive barrels in this area are apparently a challenge. One of the challenges is to hit all the explosive barrels. I did not do that on my most recent playthrough, I'll tell you that much. I completely forgot about that. So if we're going to do a montage of it. That's the thing with challenges. If you don't get the first part of one, you might miss that it exists altogether. Surely not the barrels next to all the town people. We're talking about, like, actually out in these environments, right? Where I can get my gun out. Like this one here, for example. Can we shoot with an arrow? God, that's a bit close, isn't it? Alright, yeah, Crude Awakenings. Nice pun there. Apparently there's 4 more hidden around, which we'll grab at some point too. And yes, also one final question from Origolio, who said, Have I ever tried The Witcher 3? You plan on replaying it at some point with the new free next-gen update? No, it looks like it's a fantastic game. Maybe a little bit on the long side for doing a big playthrough on YouTube. It looks very good, and it looks right up my alley. Honestly, I very much like the look of it. I have tried Witcher 2 on multiple occasions, but never got past that point where it clicks, you know. That's the thing with me. I've got to get to that moment where it clicks, and then I'll just fall head over it in heels in love with it. And unfortunately, I never quite get there with The Witcher 2. But yeah, so thanks very much, guys. We are going to be allowed in, aren't we? Okay, good. I thought that was towards the DLC for a second. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for more jungle adventures very soon. More Final Fantasy coming up as well. Thank you all. I'll go and entertain the dog now. And yeah, if you guys have any other thoughts, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the live company. And don't forget about Discord as well. None of my descriptions have had links to it recently. But, you know, we are still a thriving community, and I'd like to grow, and we can see what we can do with that. So if you want to catch me, that's a good place to. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. See, look, I just did my outro. The dog's moving. So I think he knows... He knows when I'm done. It's very weird. I don't think he fully understands language, but he understands the patterns of my speech. And he knows that I'm about to click to sign off. That's very weird, isn't it? Like he's looking at me and stretching here. Hello, how are you doing? All right, bye-bye now, guys. Bye-bye.